Hey, everybody. So, yeah, today is Monday and I'm running a little late. I apologize. I've got Joe invited, so he should be meeting us any second now. Just kind of seeing what's going on. So, my name is Chris Hanks, Crypto Chris, as I'm known in the crypto world. And today, dadpreneuring and the things that we the things that we do as dadpreneurs to help other people and to help everybody. Hey, Joe,
Hey, buddy.
and help everybody get ready. So, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing.
You're doing. Hi, Niall. How are you? Hey, Bethany.
Hey, everybody. I can't see anything. Sorry.
Yeah, I know it's okay. So, hey, Joe.
Hey, Chris.
It's been a crazy Monday, man.
Has it?
It's
It's.
been crazy.
I still got to get like cleaned up because I went in to kind of do some little, spit shining on the bar because I got that presentation later, and I undid my computer and hooked everything up because I was just going to take my CPU with me. It's only,
Right.
you know, that
Mm-hmm.
boom worked just great. Then
Mm-hmm.
I did at home until so it's like scatterbrain.
It's okay,
I,
buddy.
I haven't been nervous in 20 years.
You know what? It's all good, brother. We're going to talk about your nerves a little bit, and we're going to talk about some other things, dadpreneuring, and I want to talk today a little bit about how our kids, you know, um, or kids today, but ours specifically, how our kids, just think everything magically just does itself. Like, the laundry just does itself, the house just cleans itself,
Doesn't do that?
the lanai just cleans itself, the grass cuts itself, the groceries just appear.
Yeah.
I don't understand, Joe. Like whew, man.
Really? Oh, my my laundry just does itself, and the house just cleans itself, and the dishes do themselves, and all the groceries they just kind of appear, buddy. So I don't know. I think maybe you should talk to Gloria. I think she might know about that.
Well, here's the thing, and this is we do a lot of
Hey, Brad.
talking about crypto, and we do a lot of talking about social media and the things that we do, and what I want to say here is this, just like our kids,
Mhm.
they just assume that everything just appears, that everything just happens, right?
Right.
Um, and it doesn't really. And like, I always said, I don't want to be the parent my parents were to me, you
Hmm.
know, but at the end of the day, like, I was always constantly that kid that said, what can I do to help? How can I help you? What are you doing? Show me how to do it. When will I be big enough to do it? I don't
Hmm.
get that with my kid. I just don't. And he's God loving, he's into whatever it is that he's into, and that's a good thing. And I encourage the things that he's into, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I want to raise a child that understands that, this stuff doesn't just magically appear. For
Right.
instance, like our crypto accounts, okay?
Right.
If we don't go into CoinMarketCap and make educated decisions and pick out the coins that we want to buy or day trade, and do the research, make sure they're legal in the states, make
Yeah.
sure, there's a lot to it. People don't realize there's a lot to it, right? And then make sure that it's legal. Decide, what was the high in the last 7 days? What was the high in the last 2 weeks? What was the high in the last month?
Yeah.
What am I going to buy at? What am I willing to pay for it? What am I willing to sell it
Hmm.
for? There's so many decisions that have to be
Yeah.
made. And if we don't
Hmm.
do that stuff, it doesn't happen, man.
No, it doesn't. And you when you pick out your stuff to follow, go ahead and kind of follow through with that. It goes back to that follow through thing because we had something that we were watching, both excited. Gloria and I were both excited about it, and we can't buy it.
You
You can't
can't
go on.
buy it.
You know, it's like, what?
Oh,
Great. You know, I guess I could have if I would have got a Huobi account, which I think you can get one now through a subsidiary. You know,
okay.
that just came out like 2 days ago.
Okay.
On the,
Right.
what's the date today? The
The
9th.
ninth.
I think on the 5th or 6th.
Okay.
I read an article about that, so that's good to know, everybody. The the Huobi, yeah, that. But
Hubi.
unless you had like a VPN, but we don't like doing that. But now they have a U.S. subsidiary. If I read the article right,
Okay.
real quick, but you can get on it now. So now I guess I can go back and buy that maybe, but we'll see.
Perfect.
What I got lost, buddy. I'm sorry.
It's all right. You know what
Oh,
we're
the
trying.
stuff we were talking about our wonderful children.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got an imaginary child, Nixon number 2, and Nixon number 2 likes to go to the store with me, likes to go do stuff. Wants to hang out in the living room and like watch TV with me sometimes, or just sit here and bother me. Yeah, Nixon number 1 doesn't like do so much.
Mm-mm.
Really? Like, you want to go to the store? No.
No.
What? Oh, you just want to sit in your room? Yeah.
Yep.
What are you doing? It's like watching Netflix on her iPad and something else is on the TV, and I'm like, what? I don't even get how she pays attention to any of it.
Well, yeah. Mine likes to build the Legos. He's a master Lego builder. So he likes to build the Legos, watch the television, and play with his cars all at the same time. I'm like, how do you do that?
I can't do it. I can't hardly sit in this chair and talk.
Well, so
Walk around.
if we don't do these things, right? Like if we don't show up and do what's necessary, like there's steps to everything. You got to do the first step, the second step, third step, fourth step. If we don't do these steps and stuff, nothing gets done. Well, it's the same thing in our businesses. If we don't show up, Joe, you froze. Joe, you froze. Okay, well, Joe froze. If we don't show up and actually show up for our business every day. Okay, so what does that mean? It means turning on your computer. It means following up with prospects. It means communicating with your team, making sure everybody's okay that need to be done. It means, where'd you go, Joe? Where'd you go, Joe? Where'd you go? So it means, looks like Joe's having some technical difficulties on his end. So he says he's frozen. So, it means checking in with your up team, right? It means checking in with your mentors. It means checking in with your mastermind. All of these things have to be done to get your business moving and to get your business going in the right direction every day. So, I got a little bad news for the kids. Like, seriously, it's not going to just do itself. And neither is life going to do itself. Like, you're not going to be able to, let's see. I can't, Joe, allow your viewers to request to join you as a guest in your broadcast. That's turned on, Joe. So just ask me to be. So, um, so, what I want everybody to understand, what I really, really want everybody to understand is that, nothing does itself. There he is. Okay, cool. Approve. So, and it's adding Joe back now. So, the kids are going to be disappointed. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Man, on the phone, I had email come up.
And it froze you.
And when I did, it didn't. I don't know what it did. It logged me out.
It's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, guess what?
Hey, what?
The kids are going to be really disappointed because things don't just magically do themselves.
No, they really don't.
They really don't.
No,
they don't. So let's talk about Joe today a little bit. Joe happens to be in my team, in case you guys didn't really realize that. And we're more than just friends. He's also in business with me. We're business partners. And so today, Joe has has an offline, in real life, brick and mortar presentation to do today. And he's a little nervous.
A little bit.
And so, one of the first things I did this morning, as I started my day, right? One of the first things I did this morning was I checked in with him to make sure he was okay. And, asked him if he needed anything. And, just kind of made sure that he was doing the things he needed to do. Now, I don't really have to do that with Joe because Joe's very proactive. He got up early this morning, went and spit shined the bar because he's using the meeting room at the back of the bar for his meeting. You did all the right stuff, Joe.
Oh, yeah. Still nervous.
You preset your mind. You preset your mind. You last night you picked out, your outfit and your mentality and all of the things that you were going to take with you because you put on your mentality just like you put on your clothes, guys. So if you guys don't realize that, you need to. And so, I was talking to Joe because we're late today. And the reason we're late today is because one of my good friends was in distress. And I needed to go run over and help them do something real quick that, they couldn't do for themselves. And that's okay. That's okay. But at the end of the day, we have to spread our lives out a little bit. And so, I was talking to Joe on the way back home on the phone. And I said, okay, I know that you didn't get my message. Sorry about the live being late, blah, 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 blah. How are you doing with your presentation? And he said,
I'm a nervous wreck.
And I said, Joe, how can you be a nervous wreck, bro? You've given this presentation 1,000,000 times.
I know. Yeah.
And he said, but they're looking at me. I'm like, Joe, you know all these people, right?
So most of they're bringing extra people, but yeah, I do. I was telling Gloria, and she's like, "Why are you nervous?" I was like, "I don't know." She's like, "This is what you do." I was like, "Well, yeah, you're gonna get up there, and you're gonna tell some stories, and you're gonna stuff, And she's like, "You don't have to do this just like everybody else does it. Like, you don't have to do it, does it, or anything like that. You know what I mean?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You can take your time and actually explain stuff to people like you like to do." I was like, "Well." Okay. I mean, that was kind of my plan, but sometimes we have our plans and then we need that reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got this. I'm like, are you sure? Like, really?
You got this, John.
I was like, I don't know.
You got this. So, you guys can probably hear the water running in the background. We had a water issue today and they've been replumbing and all this good stuff, and now they're checking for leaks. And so it's been a very interesting Monday here for me. And, I bring these things up not because I want you to know what's going on in my life, but because I want you to know what's going on in my life. Because I hear all the time, I can't do this, I can't do that, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. I got invited to be part of a book club, but I don't have time. I got this going on, I got that going on. You know what? It's all excuses.
Oh, yeah.
And I say that with love. Because, and I'm not talking about anyone that's on the call. I know Joe can't see who's on the call, but I'm not talking about anybody that's on the call. I'm just using this as an example. If I've got all these things going on and Joe's got all these things going on and we do all the stuff we do every day, there's no reason why people can't do what they want to do. So it comes down to mindset. And Joe picked out his outfit last night and he says, this is what I'm going to wear. And I said, how does it make you feel? And he said, it makes me feel good. I said, well, then that's what you need to wear because you need to be in a good place. You need to feel good. You need to be in the mindset that you've got this, that you're going to win the day. And so, we all need to have that mindset every day with our crypto businesses and any other businesses that we have and that we work with. We need to have that mindset every day. And what's going to happen is you'll get up and you'll put that on in the mornings when you get out of bed. I'm going to win the day. Right, Joe?
Yeah, exactly.
And then what's going to happen? Something's going to come by and knock you sideways, right?
Oh, of course. Always does.
Right. And then you're going to stop and tell yourself, I'm going to win this day. And you're just going to reiterate.
Like that t-shirt I got, not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan. I love that shirt. So, because we know these things and because we've been doing this for a hot minute, okay,
Yeah.
it's just like living your lives, guys. Okay. You have got to understand that your online life is a parody of your
Mhm.
offline life in a lot of ways. And by accepting that fact and getting into the role of doing what you do on and offline,
Yeah.
then it just becomes second nature. You know, Joe is a great example of that. He's like my hero in that area because he just rolls with everything. He doesn't even care. Like, you know, I mean, in the months that we've been doing this,
Yeah.
how many times have we had issues, like technical issues? It wasn't our fault, but it was just
Quite a bit.
stuff,
Yeah.
you
I mean,
know?
trick out that I could think of to try and make it work. I mean, from the whiteboard to just typing to just like, oh, just guys. I was thinking about seeing if we could get everybody lip reading lessons.
I think they can read your lips by now.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think they can read your lips by now. And
Probably
so,
what? You know, or I log myself off somehow.
and when you do stuff like that, I just say, oh, we lost Joe again. He'll be back.
Hey, you know, if you swipe left though, it brings up all the stuff.
No, I didn't know that.
Yep, I just figured that
Oh,
one out.
cool. So you can see
Yep.
the peoples?
Now I can. Yeah. Hey, Barbara. Yep.
Cool.
Hmm?
Okay. See, now you don't feel so out of touch.
Yeah, I had it on my computer right now too. I could have been doing that the whole time.
Oh, well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
There's me up
here's
over.
the thing that everybody needs to understand before they understand anything else is always expect things to go wrong. Always. Just expect everything to go wrong. Right, Joe?
Right. You know, it's kind of hope for the best, plan for the worst. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
failure to planning for failure.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Be a good
Failure.
Boy Scout.
That's it. You know, and you know, do your best to be ready. You know, be prepared. You know, it's kind of like we were talking about. Chris and I talked about something, and we never have gone with it. But we were sitting there, and we were talking about like what to tell people when they ask us some of the questions they get asked. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's a scam. For this and answers to that stuff. We never really did that, but I think we've all kind of gotten that by now. But some of the new people don't. You know what I mean?
No?
Really could kind of get them prepared for that. That
Yep.
was a, you know, but you know, it's the shut them down thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I also don't want to waste that much time with somebody that's going to be that negative. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if you're not into it, you're not into it, and okay, that's cool.
Right. Like we're going to be friends regardless.
But I
You
mean,
know?
really, you know, and I'll just be honest with you, I've been kind of like nobody's listening. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, I get a phone call to come meet somebody at 9:30 at night. You know, it's like, hey, would you mind doing this? And blah, blah, you know, yeah, I'll give you a presentation. When you want to come by the house? You want me to do it at your house? Well, man, can we do it here? But, well, yeah, that's fine. You know, because we're not open on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Right.
So it's, you know, the business is closed. So it's just a space, you know, sort, you know what I mean? But, you know, he's like, well, would you mind if I brought like 10 or 15 friends? I was like,
No,
no,
not at all.
no, not at all. No. You know how hard it was not to be like, "Wah!" You know, it's like, of course you can. You know, like, you want my firstborn? You know, you
Right.
know, and it's just the excitement of it and getting to do, guys, it's exciting, really. And I know I'm saying I'm real nervous, but it's a lot of it's nervous excitement, you know?
Right. Right. Right.
Like, I know it's going to be fine, you know, you know, but, I just have to slow down, you know. But man, once it does start, once something does kick, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, man, this is what we've been training for. You know what I mean? And I mean, I do presentations. You know what I mean? We do them on the Zooms and stuff. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that I don't know the answer to. I mean, there's
Mm-hmm.
not too many of them. You know, and I'm not saying I know everything. That's not what I mean at all. But anything somebody's going to ask me, I have an answer probably, most likely. You know what I mean?
First exposure questions you got down pat.
Exactly. Yes. And wait, what's Bitcoin?
I
I don't know. Satoshi.
love that. It's
Well,
digital currency, buddy. It's money.
but you know, it's fun to see it come into fruition. You know,
Mhm.
my first, live presentation I get to do. You
Right.
know, I really am excited about it. You know what I mean? You know, it nervous a little bit, but it's really kind of it's that excitement that because you want to do so good. You know,
Hmm.
Lori was telling me she's like, just get up there and start talking. That's all you gotta do.
Just talk.
Just talk. That's it. You know.
Just
So they're
talk.
okay, fine. Just talk. I don't know what we're
And
talking about. Oh, anyway.
Joe, that's one of the things that people don't realize is they just have to start talking, you know.
Mhm.
Now, we say all the time, don't talk yourself out of it. So, that's kind of a contradiction in terms, but it's not actually, because if you don't open your mouth the first time, you're never going to be able to open your mouth the second time, and the third time, and the fourth.
That's true.
So there's a big difference between talking yourself out of something and actually starting a conversation.
Right.
So, you know, most people make the mistake when they're trying to introduce their business, online or offline. They
True.
make the mistake of talking about the PPC, right? The product, the plan, and the company.
Yeah.
And those are the three things that you never want to talk about ever, 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 ever. People should not know what business you're in if you're talking to them about your business until
Right.
they're ready to sign up. I mean,
Oh yeah.
literally, they shouldn't even
Right.
know the name of the company. And the reason for that is because it's not about the business, guys.
Yeah.
Okay? It's about the journey that that person is on and the journey that you're on. And if you can lock arms, join hands, and take a journey with someone, odds are that journey is going to be a whole lot more interesting than if you're taking a journey all by yourself.
It's gonna be
You
kind of
know?
hard.
Nope, you got it, brother.
No,
You
it's okay.
got it.
The cup about the company. That's what I.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just kidding. Like I'm doing a presentation, Chris. I'm gonna have to tell them about
Yeah.
it.
Well, you know,
Sorry. I know.
that's not a first conversation either.
Oh,
So
hey, those things. Did you see the blog today?
I did.
You did or did not?
I did.
Okay. Okay. Making sure. I'll let you tell. I just wondered, making
I
sure.
did. I did. I'm excited for you to give that information out.
Okay, I will.
Sweet.
Go ahead. You were saying something.
Well, what I was saying was, you're right. There's a time and a place for the company and a time and a place to answer the questions about product and pay plans and all that stuff. But when you're really talking to people, when you're really trying to get in their head and them into your head, what you're really trying to do is learn about that person and figure out where they're at. You know, they may not be where they need to be to join you. I mean, seriously, and
That's true.
that's okay. They might come around later. um, they may not be of the mindset that you want to work with, so maybe you're going to recommend them to somebody else.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That happens. That
Yeah.
happens.
I don't blame you.
So just smile, be happy, know that this stuff doesn't do itself. We have to do it all. Okay. We
Yeah.
have to do it all. We have to start it and finish it. Imagine that.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, you know, Joe's going to be great. He's going to be fine. At the end of the day, he's going to knock them dead,
Oh,
and they're going to be, they're going to be really excited about the information that he gives them. I know that he's going to do a very thorough job,
mhm.
and that he's going to be able to answer all of their questions, which is really what it's all about. Now,
You're
for all of you guys out there, you know, you guys can do the same thing. And see, here's the thing. I'll do the same thing for you that I offered to do for Joe. And that
right.
is, after you do the presentation, if you want to call me or Zoom me, just let
Mhm.
me know. I'll do the questions and answers if you want me to. It doesn't matter. You
That's
know,
cool.
just do whatever it is that you know that you could do. And see, I think that a lot of people would do or set these things up, Joe, more
Yeah.
if they knew that, hey, I could call Joe, or I could call Chris, or I
Yeah.
could do a Zoom.
You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
that's and that's really the big worries people have. Like you don't really have much of a safety net because you're just there by yourself.
Right.
Like this isn't even like a presentation where everybody else in the company's there. You know,
Yeah.
somebody else can jump in and answer your question or go, oh, hey, wait a second. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
not you. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, okay. He's like, well, why is this? Like, you know, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to take
No.
my buddy. Think about taking fish with me.
Take your fish with you. Your good luck fish.
I,
Take your good luck fish.
yeah, you take good luck fish.
Yep. And so
You know what I mean?
when you guys are ready, and you'll be ready, you'll know when you're ready. And sometimes we got to be like sometimes we have to be like the mama bird and push you guys out of the nest because you're ready and you don't know it. You just need to spread your wings.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are going to be, you know, and it may not be 15 people. That's okay. It might be one or two. That's okay too. You know, you might bump into somebody at Starbucks that you've been trying to get in touch with, and they ask you what you're doing, and the next thing you know, you've qualified them, you've taken them from suspect to possibility to prospect, and then you text Joe, me, your upline, the core
Yep.
five, another pinnacle. Hey, you know, I ran into somebody. Have you got 2 minutes?
Yep.
You know,
You always,
most people will jump on for 2 minutes anytime, no matter what they're doing. They might say, hey, it's loud in my background, but I'll jump on for you, no problem.
yeah, exactly. You know,
You know?
and what that shows too to people is have a team above you also
Mm-hmm.
with you, or you know, and that's there's comfort in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not just going, okay, this is what you're saying, but what's that person saying, or what's the boss saying? You're
Right.
like, well, and it's weird because we are our own bosses in this, but we also have proverbial bosses. You know what I mean? Or
Mm-hmm.
upline.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
pinnacles are supposed to know more than the people at the bottom. You know, at this point, you know, because they just get a little more information and stuff, and they've had more practice. That's why they're there. You know, I mean, that's why you guys are you guys. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, and the thing about it, everybody, the company chose people to be in these positions. You know what I mean? This was something that you weren't going. It wasn't like not most people didn't do that. You guys didn't do this like I did and go, hey, I want in. Hey, I want in. Hey, I want in. Where you gonna take my money? Hey, I want in. Hey, I'm gonna keep bugging
What
you.
are you doing? I want to do it. What are you doing? I want to do it.
You know, it was they came to you. You know what I mean? And said, hey, we want you to help us with this. You know, help us
Right.
build grow this thing. And all you got to do is say that to people. I want their help.
Yep.
Ooh.
You'd be surprised how many people are willing to help you. You know, you'd
Yep.
be
So,
surprised how many people are out there just waiting, you know, not really waiting, but, you know, they're there to help you. All you got to do is say, you know,
well,
can you do this or can you do that?
you know, and that's the thing is, we're putting forth education for people. You know, we're
Mm-hmm.
teaching, and you know that's something to say. Like, you know, I'd like you to help me grow this company. You know, I'd like you to help me, or don't even bring up the company and growing the company. I'd like you to help me spread this education if you'd like to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or I'd like to share it with you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and all these incredible opportunities that we'll get to in a minute. As soon as we get, I need to get you educated first, though. You know what I mean? I need you to be able to think like I'm thinking. You know what I mean?
Right.
And things that I know. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because I started. You know, yeah, I got you.
Absolutely.
Okay, I get you.
Absolutely. And, you know, oftentimes the one thing that holds people back, hang on, y'all. Excuse me.
That's,
I knew that was coming and there was no time to mute. I apologize. Um, so, you know, oftentimes the one thing that holds people back from doing something that they really want to do is the fear that they can't do it by themselves. And if they
right.
know that they're not by themselves and they know there's some more seasoned people, you know, in line just waiting to help them, you know,
Right.
it makes life a whole lot simpler. Um, you know, I I've got some ideas. Joe and I did some talking last night. If you're on our team and you're watching this, reach out to us. We've got some ideas we want to talk to you guys about. I am currently, just so everybody knows, I'm currently creating a have to do list and a want to do list so that I can create my calendar. so
Yeah.
that I can get that calendar out to everybody so everybody will know when I'm available and when I'm not available. To be honest with you, there's not going to be that much time that I'm not available. It's just a matter of what level of availability that I will be. Because at the end of the day, I need to be growing my business as well. I also need to be attending to some personal things. So, you may be able to get me on a three-way, or you may be able to get me to do a Q&A at the end of a presentation, or, you may be able to get me to answer the phone and schedule a Zoom call with you and some folks.
While you're back.
Right. Or I'm mopping the floor and I just can't answer the phone,
I mean,
But, the thing about it is that I really want people to understand that there is help out there. There are lines out there. We do have some really cool ideas to get people started. And I really would like for people to put these things into action before our launch. We're still in soft launch, y'all. Remember that. And so, you need to be proficient and polished and professional before the launch, because you don't want to be fumbling when the launch happens.
True.
And I'm not saying that technical issues and stuff like that aren't going to happen. They always do. Trust me. I have done a million hotel presentations, and probably 500,000 of those have had an issue. Okay. The mic doesn't work. The clicker doesn't work. The projector doesn't work. The computer won't communicate to the projector. There's any number of things that happen. Okay.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to be confident enough to talk to the people while you work through the problem. Okay. And so the folks that want to build team, that are really serious about building team, that are really serious about helping other people understand cryptocurrency, because there's a lot of stuff happening in the news and in the media and all over the place right now, okay, that you guys really need to know. Like, seriously, you need to know this stuff. When it happens, and, I'm gonna reference one of my fellow partner pinnacles. Brandon Ivy was on call yesterday, and he was talking to folks from the pool because it was 106 degrees. And, he was just trying to get the word out, because the pinnacles, us guys, we're beginning to feel the heat a little bit, because we are noticing the conversations. We are noticing the volume daily. We're noticing the things that are about to happen that are kind of underground stuff that most people don't really know about. And so Brandon said yesterday on his call, he said, y'all, he said, you want to be ready before it happens, because last year in December, we went from like $6,000 to $19,000 in a matter of 5 or 6 weeks. It was happening so fast you could not keep up. He was absolutely right. If you were fortunate enough to be part of that, I can vouch for that. There were people scrambling. If you didn't have accounts set up, if you didn't know where to buy, if you didn't know how to set a stop order, if you didn't know how to set a sell order, you were just SOL.
Yeah.
SOL. And so it's going to be that way again, not only with the price, y'all, not only with the price, but it's going to be that way again with Cryptogenics. Because when we push the button and we launch and people find out what we have, and we're creating stories right now, by the way, y'all. We are creating stories right now. And sure, Dane, no worries, brother. We're creating stories because people are excited. But see, here's what most people don't realize. It doesn't matter that the core 5 didn't need to create a business. It doesn't matter that they are solidified and that they are financially stable. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters to the general person who's looking at a business except what is the product?
Yes.
Does it work? Can I do it? And has it been done? Those are the stories that we're creating right now. Okay.
Yeah.
And Joe, you know that to be true. I mean, it was the same way in the mortgage business. It's the same way in the bar business and in the construction business. Those four things are what you got to have and be able to prove. They need to be verifiable to get people moving. Am I right?
It really is. Yeah, I mean, it's just like that. Everything's like that. I mean, that's kind of the common thread between business or of business, any business. I don't care. Lemonade standing in your front yard. Things have to work. Can it be done? Can I do it? You got the has it been done? Well, yeah, a lot of things have been done, but we got something that hasn't really been done. And I'm seeing a couple things pop up because I am online quite a bit looking at junk, right? But it's just stuff, trying to get as much information as I can.
And he's also my right hand, so I can tell him what I can tell him without divulging secrets and stuff. And so when I see something or he sees something, we're on the phone with each other. Hey, did you see this? Hey, did you see that? What do you think about this? What are we going to do about that? What do you think? Do you think we ought to buy this coin? What do you think of that coin?
I wish we would have figured out that one coin.
Shut up.
Got the worst thing, but you're going to buy it and you can't buy it.
Learning curves, brother. Learning curves.
We've just all been, and my peep coin, it hadn't gone up. I didn't buy it yet, but I wanted to. See, that's my emotional attachment to a coin that's like 0.0004. So, I'll buy $10 worth.
Yeah, I want 10,000 of those coins. Yeah. And then it sounds good too, and for those of you who aren't trading yet and haven't got into buying altcoins and stuff, it is really kind of cool when you can be talking to someone, right? And you say, and there's all these other coins out there, and oh yeah, by the way, I just bought 20,000 Digibyte the other day.
Yeah.
And they don't know that you paid like 2 cents for it, right? So they're going, you bought 20,000 Digibyte coins? And you're like, yeah, for real. They're just sitting over there in my wallet. They don't know, but it's a good conversation starter. And until you've done it, you can't say it.
Right.
It's not good to say things you haven't done.
On the trading aspect, my way of telling people about it is all of the technical stuff. You know what I mean? Which there's a lot of technical stuff that it can be very easily simplified.
Yes.
I mean, in 20 minutes, and you can pretty well get what you're doing and not go mess up and lose all your money. As long as you don't send account. Like, you can only send Bitcoin to Bitcoin accounts. You can only send Ether right there, blah, 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 yada, yada. But there's big warnings that tell you that stuff, too. You know what I mean? Like, man, it's just kind of fun, And with it being these small amounts, I'm not buying $500 worth of something that's 5 zeros and then a 2. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I don't think so. Yeah, shoot, I don't know. But, it's like, oh, well. Yeah.
It depends on what the activity looks like, though, bro.
That does depend on what the activity looks like.
Depends on what the activity looks like. We might want 500 of that.
You can have fun with it, And like Gloria likes playing Candy Crush all the time. There's Candy Crush in some word game or something, she's always on her phone playing it, And or Yahtzee. She likes that one too.
Yahtzee.
Her phone, yeah. She plays with people all over the place, all over the world,
That's cool.
Huh. I should get her. Never mind. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm just like, oh.
Ding.
Ding, ding, ding. But now she's on, Coin Market Cap, and she's same thing.
Right.
I mean, except this one's gonna actually make you money. You know what I mean? You don't just get points of the same thing.
Well, here's something else. On that live that Brandon was on yesterday, I learned something about Brandon I didn't know. He was a gamer. Like, he got involved and started noticing crypto because of the big gaming computers, and the guys that were playing the games were talking about the cryptos, and they got his attention.
Yeah. See?
So, I'm not a game person. My son loves video games, and he's a whiz at them, and he levels beyond even imagination. But at any rate, if you're a game person, use what you're comfortable with is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Like, for instance, I'm going to pick on Joe for a second.
Okay.
Joe owns a bar and he's got a construction company in the real world, right? And so, for him, it's very easy to start a conversation in those two areas
Oh,
because he
definitely.
knows a lot about it, right? And so my suggestion to people is don't try to learn everything there is about cryptocurrency and then run out and tell everybody about cryptocurrency. Instead, talk to them about what you already know about and then ease the question in. Hey, dude, what do you think about this crypto thing? You heard about it? You know anybody's got any? You don't have to show your hand, so to speak. You can be holding the cards,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, you can. You know, what I'm noticing happening, and it's just like, I'm missing from the bar a lot, and, I was saying,
MIA.
yeah, and like I get in there like, wait, are you still doing that Bitcoin thing? I'm like, yeah, I'm still, yeah, really? So, so it's going good? I'm like, yeah, it's going good. And, yeah, it's going good. Why? Huh?
Hmm.
And they're
Imagine that.
really? Wait, that wasn't just some harebrained thing you came up with you were doing? I'm like, no, it's not.
They know you, Joe. They know you.
No harebrained schemes. I know. I'm like, hey, this is what we're going to do. I
They
tried,
know you, Joe.
one time I tried to start my own secret society to get somebody to donate land to me.
Hey, well, what's funny?
And I was just kidding. And like a couple people took it kind of seriously. And I was like, no, no, no.
Well, you know what's really funny about that?
What?
And you probably don't know what's really funny about that, but you know, people people know that there's an upside, or what we call a white web and a dark web.
Right, right,
And so, Bitcoin actually, the conversations about Bitcoin and the conversations about cryptocurrency and all of that stuff, it actually started on the dark web and through those video games. Okay. And that's how the word started getting out. And I'm not talking about video games like Angry Birds. I'm talking about, like, the virtual reality things, the
yeah,
ones you got to have the big computers for, and 36,000 people are on one platform at a time playing each other. Okay. So those people actually were having conversations back and forth with one another. And that's how this started. And so, a lot of people don't realize that this is something that's gone from the dark web to the white web.
right,
Okay. And not only has it gone to the white web, but it's become successful and it's going mainstream. So,
right.
when people say, and I'm gonna shut up after this and let Joe tell y'all about the updates in KGX. But
Oh yeah,
when people say, well, it's just so down. It's just so down. I don't know, and I don't see how anybody can make any money now. I think it's over. Well, first and foremost, that's showing their ignorance because they have no idea what they're talking about. Okay, because here's the thing, it is not down from last year. Okay, also, additionally, it's one of those things where it builds upon itself. So you've got to allow it to build upon itself. Now, you know, if they knew anything about it, they would know that they could buy and sell uh, altcoins every day. They could day trade every day and make, two, three, four, $500 a day, depending on, what their bank is. It's a bank situation.
yeah,
But Joe, it astounds me that just because we haven't seen 10,000 this year,
yeah,
that there's so many people down on it. But then you run into the other people, because there's an opposite side to that coin, right? You run into the other people that say, "Oh my God, this thing has been around for 9 years, going on 10 years now. I think this thing is really going to stick around. Like I really believe this thing is going to be here for a while."
right. I preach all the time about it needs more consistency. Less volatility. But from my point, trading, I personally wish right now there was a little bit more volatility. You know what I mean? I mean, because a lot of things that would go down, and then if Bitcoin jumped up $1,000, those other little things they jump up a cent. You know what I
Right.
mean? woo-hoo, you know, and you just made 1,000 coins, 20,000 coins, you know, so like
Right.
worth more, coin, but you know what I mean? They're worth more, you know, and you're like, okay, cool, you know, and right now everything is really pretty level, you know what I mean? There's not a lot of variation, you know, and something that's $6,000, you're moving a few $100 a day,
Right.
your difference, that's not a big deal, you know what I mean? You know, not at all, you know, but
Well, you know, Valerie's story,
I wish you would jump up some more.
you know, just 2 weeks ago, Valerie jumped in and bought a coin. I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't want to be responsible for anybody losing any
Right.
money because they said Chris said buy this. But she bought a coin 2 weeks ago for 2 cents. That yesterday it was 4 cents, and so in 2 weeks she could double her money. Now she didn't cash out,
Yeah.
okay, because she sees a bigger picture. All right. But if you were day trading or, you know, something like we call day trading,
Yeah.
if you were looking to make your fast money, you know, you could have sold yesterday and doubled your money.
Right.
And, you know, I don't know exactly how people are doing with their money. Me personally, I like to take out my seed money and give it back to myself and then seed it into something else. And then, you know, I usually like to leave, sorry about that, guys. I usually like to leave the rest of it in there because if I bought the coin, I probably have a pretty good notion that the coin's going to do something down the road. So, you know,
Right.
that's just
Oh,
me.
definitely. Okay. Cryptogenics. Updates. Blog.
Yep.
You guys should be going to the blog anyways. This should be a repeat of what you all have already noticed for yourself. But you can now buy lucky cards. You can buy portable presentations. You can
He said
buy
portable, not horrible.
portable. Yeah, portable. Prepared I am. Even if the TV goes out, because I'm going to do it on a big 55-inch TV presentation, I have a portable one. In
Yep.
fact, these. Okay.
Yep.
I got plenty of lucky cards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I may even sell some of these to some people. Hey, you never know. Make me a little extra money. I'm charging. But
Hey, you know what?
business cards also. There's 4 different versions. Was there 4 or 6?
4, I think.
I think it's 4. Yeah.
Let me look. Keep talking.
Oh yeah, 4 or 6. There's like a package deal. I think there's a package deal for like $50, and you get some of the lucky cards. There's 4 different business cards. You get some lucky cards, and you get the flip book, the presentation booklet, and then you get the other. You get the other one. What's the other thing you get? It's
In the kit?
the kit. Yeah.
Hang on, and I'll tell you exactly what you get in the kit. There's a multilingual kit, and then there's the English kit right now. You get 2 of the presentation books, 10 of the folded pages, 150 of the postcards.
Hey, and if y'all don't know what the folded pages are, I don't have one sitting right here close. I don't think. Is that it? No, that's a prototype. But anyways, it's like a page that folds out about from like my stomach to my chin. Big, okay?
From like your stomach to your chin.
Yeah. So, I'm 6 foot tall, so however tall that is. You know what I mean? I don't know. But it's like a newspaper, and it folds and folds. But it's set so it's just one piece of paper. When you fold it all up, well, it's just one piece of paper. And you can unfold it and flip it over. And when you get them, you're going to think it's wrong. But it's not, because you take it, and then you flip it, turn it. You have it, then you turn it, then you open it, and then you flip it. You'll see. But you're like, that doesn't make sense, because you're probably messing with it wrong.
Right.
I did. Because I was like, this is wrong. And then I was like, oh, no, it's not. I'm stupid. But, one of those things. But,
Nope.
yeah. I'll show you one, but I can't find one at this moment. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, but, you know what I mean? And there you go. Getting stuff up there that people are asking for. So get ready when you all start wanting like shirts and stuff too. You can just saying.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything about the shirts. Uh, I missed my connection today for
Oh,
my pickup.
did you? Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured I'd just wait until I can wear them.
Right on. That's a good idea. Good idea.
So I'm just going to wait. But you know what, y'all? We love you guys. We never want you guys to think that we're angry, upset, volatile, down talking anyone or anything. We never would ever do that. What we
Oh,
do want you to understand is that we're sharing with you guys like information in which we know firsthand that other people are talking about, struggling with, having issues with, having success with, whatever
right.
the case may be. So just look at us almost like the news band for KGX, if you will, and for media, because we're, we're just doing the deal. We're just two guys having a good time. We like each other. We get into a lot of conversations that go down a lot of rabbit holes, and oftentimes a lot of our lives are a direct reflection of a rabbit hole that we've been down personally.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when we're talking to you all, we're talking to ourselves as well. So we
Yeah.
thank you, each and every one of you, for showing up. Right, Joe?
Hey, thank y'all. We love you. I gotta
We
go.
love you guys.
Yeah.
Joe's going to run. He's going to go shave and get all pretty. And what time you got to be at the bar?
Well, I gotta be there at 3:30, but it's 2:11 here. So
Right.
presentation.
Okay.
I
Sweet.
start about 4:30 or something. You know.
You got this. You're going to knock it out of the park.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to hearing from you. And
I,
everyone else, have a cryptastic day.
I think I'm gonna video it on the camera. No, I wasn't. I was videoing.
Bye, buddy.
All right, man. See y'all later.
Love you guys.